Well, hey, friend, it's been a minute, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new season of The Real Dish. If you've been listening for a while, you know that this show has always been about what's on your plate. I mean, I have been the fit foodie for many, many years, but there's going to be a little bit of a shift. We're going to talk about a lot more. Of course, food is going to be in the mix because it is the biggest part of your wellness strategy. But we're also going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about wellness. We're going to talk about hormones. We're going to talk about longevity and all the things that help us to feel our best. And that includes getting away. So, travel is going to be in the mix, creativity, curiosity, and all of the things that bubble up to, I think, really the biggest topic, which is reinvention. This season is about reinvention because let's be honest, midlife is not for the faint of heart. Everything is changing our bodies, our relationships, our priorities. Some of us are becoming empty nesters. I'm raising my hand here as we're getting ready for my daughter to get married. Ugh. Some are caring for aging parents, and that includes me too. And many of us are questioning what we want the next chapter of our lives to look like. I was just talking to a friend of mine today, and career paths change. All of a sudden, it becomes very hard to apply for a job. As much as we'd like to think there's no ageism, it's out there. And somewhere along the way, we realized that this old playbook that we were living life according to doesn't work anymore. So, over the next 16 weeks of this season, we're going to dive into the conversations women 40 plus are having behind closed doors and the ones that I think we should be having out loud and very loud for the people in the back. We're talking hormones and HRT, very controversial, muscle, metabolism, healthy aging, confidence, self worth, stress, burnout, nervous system health, travel as transformation, purpose, reinvention, relationships, and what it means to keep evolving at every age. Because let me tell you, there are a lot of great role models out there. We just have to open our eyes to them and see that there is a blueprint. So this isn't about shrinking yourself or obsessing over anti-aging or surviving midlife on, God forbid, celery sticks alone. It's really about being well, living well, eating well, traveling well, staying well, finding purpose well, and building a life that actually feels good from the inside out. We're going to hear from experts, authors, adventurers, wellness leaders, and women who are boldly rewriting the rules of what midlife can look like. And most importantly, you're going to hear the truth, the real dish, not perfection, not filtered social media versions of life, and not that anti-aging nonsense. We are aging. Aging is a fact of life. It's a privilege. It's an honor, and we're going to do it well. So these are real conversations about how to feel strong and vibrant and relevant and curious and fully alive in this season. Amen. Because I believe in my whole heart of hearts that this can be one of the most, if not the most powerful chapters of our lives. Not despite our age, or we look good for our age. Ugh, I hate that phrase. But because of our age. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered who you're becoming, if you felt stuck or overwhelmed or invisible or ready for something more, you are in exactly the right place. So grab your coffee, girl, grab your protein shake, or grab that herbal tea and lace up your walking shoes or go barefoot. You do you. Do anything that it takes to just dig in with me. And promise me you'll stick around for the 16 episodes because you're not going to want to miss one little morsel. And if you didn't know, I'm Maria, and this is The Real Dish. So let's dig in. Welcome to The Real Dish Show, the place where we peel back the onion on your fabulously fit life. I'm Chef Maria, the fit foodie. And with over 30 years of experience in the health and wellness world, I'm here to guide you on this journey to uncover the keys to living a vibrant, balanced life. Whether you're seeking practical tips for nutrition, fitness, mental well-being, or simply craving insightful conversations with experts in the field, you've come to the right place. Now get ready to embark on a holistic adventure toward a healthier, happier you and make shift happen for good. Now, you may have seen me talking about creatine on my Instagram recently, and let me tell you something. It had a weird relationship with gym bros and bodybuilders. I mean, not a weird relationship, but a just exclusionary relationship, I feel like, you know? And for so long, it was associated with just guys trying to get bigger biceps. But here's the real dish. Creatine may be one of the most important supplements women in midlife can take. Because as we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. It's one of the biggest problems that we face. And that includes our strength and our power and our ability to prevent injury, even cognitive function. And since muscle is one of our greatest assets for longevity and metabolism and balance and independence, protecting it becomes non-negotiable. So that's why I've made sports research creatine my daily routine must-have. Creatine, just to be clear, is found in all animal protein. And it helps to support lean muscle, exercise performance, recovery. And increasingly, research is showing it may also support brain health and cognitive function, which is something every woman navigating midlife should be paying attention to. I just spent time with my mother-in-law who has Alzheimer's. And let me tell you something. It is really heartbreaking. And we've just got to do everything that we can to try and prevent this horrendous disease. And creatine can possibly be part of that solution. So I want to tell you that the best part is you don't have to be training for a bodybuilding competition to benefit from it. You just have to be consistent and take it every day. So whether you're lifting weights or hiking or walking or traveling or chasing your grandkids someday or simply wanting to just stay strong and capable for decades to come, creatine can be a game changer. I know it has been for me. We're not just training for the summer, ladies. We're training for the game and the sport of life. And that is a supplement strategy that I can always get behind. And you, my friend, right now, can receive 15% off if you just enter DISH15 at sportsresearch.com. You can also get the direct link from the show notes. Again, that's DISH15 for 15% off. If you're eating healthy but still feel low energy, inflamed, or like your meals are missing something, it might be that you're not getting enough micronutrients. And that's exactly why I created Superfood Sprinkle. It's my all-in-one flavor and health-forward seasoning made with real functional ingredients like the amazing black cumin, turmeric, sesame seeds, brain-healthy mushrooms, kelp, nutritional yeast, and so much more. It isn't fairy dust, and it's not a supplement that you forgot to take. It's the easiest way to upgrade whatever you're already eating. Eggs, veggies, bowls, avocado toast, and even popcorn. Sprinkle it on and suddenly your food works for you. More flavor, more nutrients, and less effort. Because eating well shouldn't feel complicated, it should feel empowering. Now, if you head to chefmaria.com and use the code REALDISH, you'll get a special listener bonus. It's a sprinkle and a big shift. Now, What are you waiting for? Get some sprinkle in your life. Okay. Whew, deep breath. Today, we're going to be talking about something I honestly never thought I would discuss in public. And that is why I decided to start HRT. That's hormone replacement therapy. And that includes testosterone. Okay. Trust me, this was not an impulsive decision. This is something that I have wrestled with for the past 3 years. In fact, I have an unfilled prescription sitting in my cabinet still. I should probably just throw it out. But I got it and I was so afraid to take it that I just let it sit in there and basically go to waste. And I apologize for that. But I'm going to tell you that you may also be in this position because if you're a woman in midlife right now, you already know this topic comes with a lot of fear, confusion, judgment, tons of judgment, and about 1 million conflicting opinions online. For years, women were basically told hormones are dangerous. Just tough it out. It's normal. It's a phase. Welcome to aging. And honestly, that's exactly what I tried to do since 2020, when I first went to the doctor and said, I am having a hard time. And I was told, you are not a candidate for HRT, even though nobody checked my hormones. Okay. The doctor didn't order a blood test to check my actual hormone levels. I took it like a champ because I'm a tough cookie and I white-knuckled my way through it. And boy, did I go to town. I supplemented harder. I dieted harder. I worked out harder. I pushed harder. I was literally optimizing myself into exhaustion. If I didn't red light one day, I really felt like I was going to fall apart because I genuinely thought that if I just had more discipline and more control and more willpower, I could fix it. And meanwhile, my body was waving giant red flags. And the truth is, for many of us, our hormone levels start to really start to be impacted in our 30s. So I'm talking by the time I actually made it to the doctor, I was 51 years old. Okay. Already in full blown perimenopause. So here's kind of, and you probably just, you can drop me a note and let me know what are the symptoms that you were going through. I mean, hot flashes, of course, everybody pretty much that I've ever talked to. If you haven't, consider yourself blessed. Waistline kept growing. Okay. What is this tire around my waist that all of a sudden appeared when I had like a flat stomach and abs from all my years of working out and dieting? My recovery, forget it. I was always sore, always felt like I just could barely drag myself to the gym. My sleep interrupted constantly, bed drenched in sweat, fan tossing and turning, just miserable. And I couldn't build muscle anymore. My stress tolerance completely disappeared. I felt inflamed, emotionally fragile. Ask my husband. Exhausted. And honestly, I felt like every day was an out of body experience. I didn't know who I was anymore. I felt so disconnected. And I didn't just go to one doctor. I went to 3 different doctors, okay? Doctors covered by my insurance. And it wasn't until the 3rd doctor that I just got tired of being told I wasn't a candidate or it was just a phase and things would get better, that I insisted that they check my hormone levels. Okay. And I was able to get them to check my estradiol and my estrogen, basically, my free estrogen and my progesterone, but they refused to check my testosterone still. Okay. Deep breath again. I get so heated when I talk about this. So after being told to ride it out and not getting the right blood work done and demanding labs, I decided to go to a private, like a hormone specialist and pay out of pocket for it because I just wasn't getting what I needed. I wasn't getting the answers. So I went to a company called Hone. This is not sponsored by Hone, but I did a lot of research and I looked into all of them and I liked their approach. And I had a doctor consultation at Hone. They ordered my blood work with so many different things that I had never seen before. It gets real juicy here. And when the results came back, my FSH numbers were through the roof. I mean, like one of the highest numbers that my doctor has ever seen. My estrogen in the basement of Next Level Chef, which I'm going to talk about also in this episode. This is a juicy one. And my progesterone so low. So, of course, who was flying the plane of my body? Nobody. No one. There were no directions being given. So FSH, and I'm not a doctor, but the way it was explained to me by my doctor is FSH basically sends the signals to your brain. And if your brain doesn't know what to do with them, it just like goes into meltdown. It is trying to play air traffic control, but it's not equipped. It was never trained basically on air traffic control. So it's trying to, do its best, but it's just not equipped to do it. So I was clearly not only in menopause, but my body was like, you are absolutely not doing this well. And her response to me was, Maria, you need to go on HRT. Your quality of life is going to change so much. And when I heard that, when I heard my quality of life was going to change, I started crying. And I was literally weeping because I had taken it for so long. I was just taking it and trying to do everything in my power. I mean, if you could see how many supplements I was taking to just combat the heart palpitations and the sweats and the moodiness and the inability to grow muscle and the fat tire around like everything was just building. And I just let out this sigh of relief because I was ready to be helped. Now, the huge amount of fear around HRT came from the Women's Health Initiative study over 12 years ago, which sparked terrifying headlines about hormones and cancer risks. But what many women still don't realize is that study has since been heavily criticized for how the data was interpreted. Many of the women were much older, and some started hormones far beyond menopause, and different formulations were lumped together. And nuanced science became scary media sound bites, and an entire generation of women got scared away from even exploring whether hormone support might help them. And what a disservice. Now, obviously, HRT isn't for everyone. And this episode, let me just be very clear, is not medical advice. But newer research is painting a much more balanced picture. And they did take the black box warning off of HRT. So, especially for women who begin treatment closer to menopause, it's a game changer. And what I didn't fully understand at the time was this: hormones don't just affect your body, they affect your confidence, your resilience, your nervous system, your heart health. My goodness, women over 50 are at the highest risk of heart disease of any segment of the population. Do we not think that that has something to do with our hormone imbalances? And add to that your emotional regulation, your cognition, your ability to cope with stress. So relationships falling apart and people having quote unquote, the midlife crisis. Well, maybe that's just because we haven't been helped properly. Maybe it's just because the medical system has failed us. And what we were supposed to hear was, it is safe if it's done the right way. And so I am now 5 days in, and I'm happy to report I am already starting to feel better. I am already starting to sleep better. And I'm already starting to feel like I'm getting back to myself. And that's why I'm here behind the microphone, is because I'll be honest, for months, I couldn't do it. I couldn't even bring myself to come and talk to you because I just didn't know what was going on in my body, in my mind, in my brain, and my purpose. But I know I have a lot to share, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for sticking with me. Now, I didn't even fully realize how deeply my condition was affecting me until Next Level Chef. If you don't know about this cooking competition show, I was invited to be on the show last year, and that last year is 2025. And we filmed in 2025, and season 5 just aired and finished just a couple weeks ago as of the date of this recording. Next Level Chef is a show, a competition show that is very stressful, that has a lot of moving parts, you can say. And Gordon Ramsay is the lead mentor with Richard Blais and Nyesha Harrington. Okay. So you've got 3 big celebrity chefs at the helm. Gordon Ramsay has been somebody I've looked up to for a very, very long time. So when I was invited to be on the show, I diligently jumped to it because what an opportunity. You win, you get a mentorship from the 3 chefs for a year, $250,000 prize. I mean, who wouldn't want that? And I've been in the food industry for a long time. I've cooked for a long time. I've done a lot of different types of cooking. I was on a show called Recipe Rehab, another competition show, for 3 seasons, and did really well. And, you know, I've cooked at events, and I've cooked in my own home under pressure, pulling random things out of the cabinet. So I thought, you know, why not? I can do this. And I'm not making excuses, I promise you. I was not in my body during that show. I felt like everything was falling apart around me. I was not me. I was experiencing the most out of body experience I've ever had in my entire life, where things coming out of my mouth didn't even make sense, where I was doing things that were completely uncharacteristic. I was, you know, just not me. I don't know how else to say that. I was just not me. But people saw a competition. They saw a performance. They saw me showing up and just doing questionable things and being and me not feeling like I really lived up to what I was supposed to do on that show. But the pressure, the adrenaline, what happened afterwards was I just absolutely crashed. And I don't mean I was just disappointed with my performance. I mean, something in me fundamentally broke. And standing in front of Gordon Ramsay, someone I deeply respect, along with the other 2 mentors, and not performing even remotely close to the way I knew I could, absolutely shattered my confidence. It's not from a needle, a pill, or a prescription. My favorite biohack for managing pain, helping gut health, managing mood, energizing my body from head to toe, and the perfect glow up is red light and infrared therapy. I cannot tell you enough about how much I love it. And my go-to is Loombox. It's a portable red light and infrared therapy box. And it's so portable, you can take it with you. I travel with it everywhere. It is literally indispensable. And just 10 to 12 minutes a day is really all you need. I've seen a huge difference in my complexion. It helps with fine lines and with skin clarity, and has helped a lot of people that have skin issues. So if you have eczema or psoriasis, it's something that you want to take a look at. It's also tested by NASA. So there's a lot of data and science. It's not just one of these things where people are like, oh yeah, it works, or, I don't know. It's actually proven with multiple hundreds of scientific papers. And what I love about Loombox is it's so much more powerful than other light therapy type boxes or solutions. And you are going to get the most mileage out of this because it's something that you can use for so many different things. Managing pain. I mean, when I was recovering from my torn ACL and now my latest accident with my dog running into me full speed, all 75 pounds of him into my knees, it's something that I use all the time. I also use it to manage pain and inflammation after my workouts. And basically, it's my therapy every single day, especially during the long winter months where we don't get that much sunlight. You got to try it. That's all I'm going to say. I can't recommend it enough. And you can get up to $250 off of Loombox with my code Chef Maria. You'll just go to the Loombox, that's the LUMEBOX.com/Chef Maria, or just go to the loombox.com and use Chef Maria at checkout for your discount. I'm telling you, it is the investment that will pay back in dividends for your health. I love it. Coming from a woman who's birthed 2 kids, raised them on my own, built 2 businesses, sold a company to my mentor, Joy Mangano, done a lot of things, published books, all that stuff. I'm not just listing off my resume, but I'm telling you that moment shattered my confidence. Now, logically, I know it's a TV show and people lose competitions every day. Life moves on, right? But emotionally, it hit me like a freight train more than anything else has hit me. And for 6 months, I beat myself up relentlessly. I had nightmares about it, panic attacks. I replayed moments over and over again. I couldn't reach the top level, the platform, because of my height, and I was embarrassed. So I just felt ridiculous, and that people were thinking I was ridiculous. I questioned my instincts, my talent, my worth. And I had to seek therapy because I genuinely did not recognize myself anymore. I was the woman who always rose up. I was the woman who could push through anything. The woman who built businesses as a single mom working insane hours. And suddenly I could not cope. And while all of this was happening, I started noticing changes physically too. I mean, my face looked different. My neck changed. All of a sudden, it got really crepey and full of wrinkles. And one of my eyes started drooping more noticeably. And my body felt very puffy and inflamed and foreign to me. And meanwhile, as women, we're really somehow expected to keep smiling through all of it, Stay productive, stay beautiful, stay grateful, stay fit. Don't age too visibly. Don't fall apart publicly. And even while your internal chemistry is literally shifting beneath your feet, you still have to show up. Now, footnote here, when they showed my opening video, they create a little, highlight, like kind of teaser video for each of the chef contestants. And one thing that they featured in mine was my bodybuilding competitions. And I found that really interesting. I mean, it's something I've done. I've done 2 competitions, but I would not say it's a big part of who I am. And so immediately I felt like they were focusing on my physical nature, my physicality, not anything in my work experience or the books I've written or the people I've worked with or the businesses I built. Like it was really a spotlight on my physicality. And that was the story that was being told. But I want you to know that all of those things made me, in hindsight, really think about how I want to show up in the world. And all of the, just the ridicule and the feeling of just like self-doubt and I think the feelings that I was going through, and I'm really trying to make this come across not like woe is me, but I really digested all of that and decided at that point to pivot my message. Because if I was feeling this way, how many other women in their careers that have done amazing things are feeling the same way? How many moms out there that have raised their kids that are now looking at themselves going, what now? What now in this season of life? We all are grieving something. There's a loss. No matter how well you've done in your life, you're going to feel that because things are different. And then just recently, I found myself thinking a lot about Madonna. I mean, I'm a Gen Xer. Madonna was a big part of my life. She's probably a big part of yours too, whether you like her or not. She is the queen of reinvention. And she just appeared not that long ago at Coachella with Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. And because people love to make aging women the punchline, there were a lot of comments floating around about, oh, who's this with Sabrina Carpenter? Girl, that's Madonna. Okay. That woman has done more in her little pinky than most of these artists have done in their whole careers. Okay, when it comes to cooking and doing it in a way that is healthy for your fit life, there's a few things that we have to keep in mind. Number 1, is it functional? Number 2, is it clean? Meaning, does it contain any of those yucky coatings that they add to cookware nowadays, especially the nonstick kind? We don't need that. We don't want that. And number 3, is it pretty? Because, hey, if it's aesthetic, it's going to make us feel pretty good when we cook on it. And that's why I am totally digging HexClad cookware. Talk about the most gorgeous cookware you will ever use. Plus, it's totally functional and healthy to use. HexClad's patented hybrid cookware brings performance of the stainless steel, the durability of cast iron, and the convenience of nonstick all in one. That, my friends, is Michelin level standards with cleanup convenience, because when we're cooking at home, we don't want to be scrubbing dishes all day long either. So now you can unleash your potential in the kitchen without any limits. What I love about it, that nonstick hybrid technology coupled with excellent temperature control. You've got to be able to temper your temperature to get that great sear and to do the nice poaches. Easy care, so it's going to clean up easy, and easy cleaning. All of that with the additional benefit of being free from toxic coatings and having a lifetime warranty. This is the cookware you're going to use for life, my friends. So it's time to take a little assessment of the cookware that you have. If you have your hand-me-down Teflon cookware, it's time to throw it out and invest in a nice new set. And HexClad is going to deliver on its promise with that lifetime warranty. I can't recommend it enough. I'm totally infatuated with mine. Can I say that? Infatuated. And I know you're going to be too. So make sure you head over to hexclad.com/Chef Maria, and you'll get up to 30% off your new cookware. Start the year off right and cook with delight. How about that for a rhyme? No, seriously though. Use my code Chef Maria at hexclad.com. That's HEXCLAD.com. And you'll get up to 30% off your purchase. You will not be disappointed. So what I saw wasn't desperation. It wasn't someone trying to cling to youth. It felt like another evolution, like a strong woman passing the torch to another woman and saying, I'm still here and I still matter and I still get to evolve and I'm going to share the stage with you. And honestly, that really hit me hard emotionally because midlife has forced me and so many others to reinvent myself, not just professionally, but physically and emotionally and chemically. So at some point, I finally had to ask myself, what if this isn't weakness? What if this is just physiology? And what if I'm not failing, but I'm just depleted and need to allow myself to do the things that I was thinking were going to hurt me, specifically HRT. And so that's what I'm doing. And not because I'm trying to be 25 again or the vanity, but I want quality of life and I want to feel strong and I want to feel resilient and joyful and clear and energized and confident. And dang, I want my libido back. Where'd my libido go? Girl. I want peace. And I don't want to spend the second half of my life apologizing for needing support. And neither should you. Because maybe the cruelest part of midlife for women is how quickly we blame ourselves for what may actually be biological. And we think that everything's just going downhill, so we might as well just let it all go. And meanwhile, our hormones are literally cliff diving. Our nervous systems are completely overloaded and our bodies are begging for help. And meanwhile, we're pretending to be fine. So today, my friend, I want to meet you where you are right at this moment. And instead of meeting you with a feeling of punishment, because you've probably beat yourself up well enough if you're anything like me. And if you're listening right now, I want you to quietly wonder, is this for you? Are you losing yourself too? It doesn't matter what anybody says. If someone thinks it's cheating, who cares? They have no idea. I want you to know you are not crazy and you are not weak and you are definitely not alone. We are in it together and we are just getting started. So I hope that this has given you a little, a little glimmer of hope, because I really needed to finally get out of my own way. And Next Level Chef, well, I'm really happy for Chef Darian. He is an amazing chef. He deserves every bit of credit. Same go to Cole and Connor. They did an unbelievable job. And to every chef that was on the show, they are incredibly courageous for what they did and so much talent. But for me, I'm taking a different career turn. It is a beautiful chapter that's now going to take a reinvention direction. And you can do that for yourself too. And so I'm really excited to create, to keep creating with you and to share that I've created a new website called The Real Dish, therealdish.com. and it is a wonderful resource for all things midlife and reinvention. There's articles on nutrition and travel and creativity and unlocking curiosity and career pivots, all the things that I believe will help to bring you so much clarity in this season of life. So check it out, therealdish.com, and you can subscribe today for the free newsletter, which comes to you weekly. No spam served. I promise you, spam's not on the menu. And you'll also get my free ebook on heart health called The Heart of It. Now, like I mentioned earlier, heart disease is the leading cause of death in women over 50. Heart disease, okay? It's the leading cause of death worldwide, but it affects women over 50 much more significantly. And we can do something about it. And HRT can play a big role in that, by the way. So I have a lot of tips in there, a lot of insights on diet, nutrition, exercise. And I just hope it's an incredible resource for you that is absolutely free just for opting in to the website at therealdish.com. So that's it for now. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, would you please do it and share this with another friend who can use some good news. Now, stay strong, stay courageous, and hey, you are the real dish. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal health advice. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from the use of this podcast. This podcast is not intended to replace professional medical advice, and the views expressed in this podcast may not be those of the host or the management. Hey, it's Chef Maria, and thank you so much for tuning into The Real Dish. It means a lot to me that you're here. I hope today's episode has inspired you to take some proactive steps towards a healthier and happier you. Because just remember, bite-sized changes can lead to big transformations. But before you go, would you do me a big favor? If you found value in this episode, would you share it with 2 of your closest friends and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode? And if you really want to make this girl's day, would you leave a 5-star review? I do hear an angel gets its wings every time you do that. But really, this helps us spread the message of real life wellness to even more listeners. And everybody could use a healthy portion of that, right? Now, until next time, remember, you are the chef of your own kitchen. So feed your life well, make good decisions, prioritize your well-being, and remember, you need to take care of you because we only get one of you and you are a gift to everyone around you. So until next week, this is Chef Maria signing off. And just remember, we're here to cook up a good time every single week. We'll see you soon.